All right, Ken Orange, Theory Trader, back with another video on the best hedging strategy to use so that you never blow an account again. Let's get into it. The approach is going to be this. When you're looking for big moves, we'll use the analogy of base hits and home runs. Now, a home run is a trade that can move 100 pips or more, and typically you're going to get that on either a weekly candle 3 or an NR7 breakout. All right. So we aim for a pip value that makes it worth a while as well, where the pips are worth at least $1, $2, or $5, etc. So when you hit the home run, it can be worth $100, $200, $500 or more because, of course, the pip value correlates to the move that you're expecting. The base hit, however, is a one-to-one trade, and this is the hedge against the home run if it loses. That one is conservative risk, where you're only looking for one-to-one on, say, a $10 risk, $10 reward, $20 risk, $50 risk, etc. But it's still all one-to-one. Now, what is hedging? Instead of completely eliminating risk, what a hedge does is it narrows the range of financial outcomes. So in this case, if your primary asset, I know it's often used in stocks, etc., but in our case, trading, if the home run trade falls, our hedging position, our one-to-one trade, the base hit, is going to rise or win, ideally offsetting the loss. That's the perfect case scenario. Okay, that's all that means. So you take the home run trade, and simultaneously you're taking a base hit in another pair. Okay, be an open range breakout, another candle 3 somewhere else, either way. Okay, so why the one-to-one though? Typically, one-to-one trades have a higher win rate than those going for 1-to-2, 1-to-3, etc., etc. Okay, you pretty much have a 51% chance to win a one-to-one. So while you can go for 1-to-2 if you want for your hedge, it's just that the safest odds, just do one-to-one. 20 pip stop loss, 20 pip take profit. 50 pip stop loss, 50 pip take profit. And just leave it alone. Just set it and forget it. Okay. Your focus though is on the home run. Okay. You let the hedge just takes care of itself. So the execution is this. Your goal is to only get 1-to-2 home runs per week. Really, one is fine. If you can get one good, strong move on a pair, you're good. Okay. Two is pushing it. Now, base hits, though, those are dimes a dozen. Their main function is to make sure, like I said, that the losses don't get too out of control. The base hits really aren't for making money. Therefore, if the home run doesn't work out. Okay. And remember to keep your margin intact. Never go all in and get margin called. So you don't use 100% of your margin on your base hits and your home run attempts as well. Okay. So let's compare the methods. So we start with just a trader. Let's say they have a $200 account. And we're going to compare a trader who's hedging and one who's not hedging. So let's go through this. So let's go through the non-hedging trader first. So the first trade for the week, and we'll just say this is like a week at a glance. Okay. So the first non-hedging trader, their goal with their $200 account, they're going to do $2 per pip. Okay. So they take a trade the first day, they lose. They're down to 140. The next day they take a trade, they lose. They're still at $2 a pip and they lose 30 bucks. Okay. Now they're down to $80. Okay. Then the next trade they take and it hits. They got a 120 pip move on a $2 per pip target, and they have a new balance of $320. Okay, so they took $200 and turned it into $320. Sorry. Now let's take a look at the same trader. They both have a $200 account. They both have the same pip value target, but one is hedging. So the hedging trader has a $2 per pip target. He takes the home run attempt, and he has two base hits worth 20 bucks. All right. So they both have the same result. Let's just say they're taking the same trade, but this trader is hedging. So he loses $60, but this one has two base hits that are win at a 1-to-1. So he lost 60, but he gained 40. So his balance is 180. All right. Instead of 140 because he's hedging. All right. Do we see that? Okay. So he only took one trade. This person took three over here. And again, but they both had the margin to support that, though. I want to stress that. Okay. Don't get margin called. Don't blow your account. You're going to blow your account if you don't understand how your margin works. On this next one, the hedging trader takes the home run attempt, and they have three base hit attempts. 2 wins, 1 loss. So they still lose, just like the other trader did, but they had 2 base hits to win. So their balance is 170 because they have 2 1-to-1 trades that hit. The home run still lost, but their balance is 170 versus 80 bucks that the trader is not hedging. Okay, do we see how that's working now? Now, the last one, they both hit the home run. But this trader here is still hedging, and he has 1 win and 1 loss. So at the end of all that, and it's still worth 20 bucks a piece, but this trader ends the trading week with $410. This trader ends the week with $320. All right. So let's take a look at one more example. We have two traders with a $500 account. So real quick, of course, they're going for $5 per pip value. This one, we'll just go through it simultaneously. So this one takes the trade, they win, home run. 100 pip move, they turned $500 into 1,000. 100% return, awesome. All right, this person here also hit the home run and also is hedging. Okay, but they're hedging with $50 one-to-ones. Okay, and he had one win, one loss. So each trade, if it's like that, they're going to cancel each other out. So they both have a $1,000 balance at the end of this day. So he said, you know what? It's still early in the week. Maybe that happened on a Monday. Let's try if we can get one more home run. So you got this trader here is not hedging, $5 pit value. They lose $200. They're down to 800. They're still profitable for the week, but they are, they lost $200. This trader here, $5 pit value, which they lose, but then they also do three base hit attempts, 2 wins and 1 loss. So after that, at $50 each, one-to-one, 2 of them win, 1 loses. So this trader's new balance is $850 instead of 800. Not a huge difference, but still, one has more, one has a little bit less. And then the last one, $5 pit value, no base hits. They're not hedging, and they lose $100. So they're down to $700. Okay, still profitable for the week, but they lost $300 trying to get another home run. And this one here, he still lost as well, right? But he had 2 base hits that actually won. So his balance stayed at 850, right? Do we see that? Okay, so hedging. Okay, he just stayed at 850. This guy went from 1,000 to 700. He's not hedging. This guy, same trades now, same trades, at least as far as the home run attempt goes. Okay, but this person here, for the past 2 days, they managed to keep their equity. This person, he's not hedging, so he's just going to take what comes. Okay, so side by side, obviously, we see here the non-hedging trader started with 200, ended with 320 for the week. That's a 60% return, which is not bad. That's not bad. I don't want to give you that impression. Okay. As well, non-hedging trade over here started with 500 and it was 700. That's a 40% return. That's not bad either. Okay, people would kill to get 40%. All right, but the hedging trader started with 200 and ended with 410. That's a 105% return. And in the other example, I didn't put the return on it, but he started with 500 and ended with 850. He made $350. Okay, instead of this person over here made $210. Okay, so one idea for the home run and base hit risk, if you don't know really how you want to structure that. One way to do it is, first off, decide how much you're willing to risk when you're trying to hit a home run. All right. And then just divide that by 2 for your risk amount. What do I mean? So let's say you're willing to risk $50 to try to hit a home run. All right. $50 to just, and sometimes I leave the take before I don't set a take profit when I'm trying to hit a home run because I don't know how far it's going to run. Okay. So I take it as it comes. All right. So it could run 200 pips. You just don't know. But you just know that you want to make $2 per pip and you're willing to risk $50 to do it. So then in that case, since you're willing to risk 50 on the home run on different pairs, you're going to be trading at $25 for every one-to-one that you take. All right. So 50 divided by 2 is 25. All right. And that's how you hedge. And these are the possible results. So if you try to hit a home run and try to hit a couple base hits, let's say 2 base hits, and all of them lose, then you're out $100. Right. So that could be sizable. Right. So just be aware of that. All right. And I think if I did $100, that might be 50. Yeah. Okay. That's 2 base hits. Sorry. I had to check my math. Yeah. 50 plus 50 over here. Yeah. It's $100 out. All right. So result 2, though, you lose the home run, but your 2 base hits win. You break even. You lose 100, but I'm sorry, you don't lose 100. You lose 50, but then you make 50 on your base hits. So break even. You didn't lose anything. That's great. You survived to trade another day. Result number 3, let's say your home run goes 100 pips, but your base hits both lose. All right, so that's one $25 loss and another $25 loss. But at $2 per pip, that's a $200 trade. So 200 minus 50 for your base hits losing, you still profited 150. All right. So, and then last result, your home run, this is the best case scenario, your home run wins and your base hits win. So you would have made $250 off of all those 3 winning trades. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. But in conclusion, while big returns are great, some days it's really just about not losing and surviving to trade another day. You need to calculate your own downside because everyone has varying levels of risk tolerance. What I do may not be ideal for you. So what you do may not be ideal for me. Everybody's just got to work with what they have. But always start. Your first step, if you want to experiment with this, try it on demo. is to start with the most you're willing to lose when you're trying to hit a home run. Okay, start there and then work backwards. Don't start with how much you want to make. Start with how much you're willing to lose. You will not get a home run every day, but every day could be the chance to catch a home run. It could happen on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. You just don't know. Okay, but one big move a week is all you need, be it an NR7 breakout or a candle 3 on the week, and or on the day. You don't have to let every trade hit a stop loss either. See, if you're in a situation your home run is just like printing, and your hedges are like just consolidating or whatever, you could just cut the hedges for a small loss. You don't have to take losses on. You don't have to take the full loss on a hedge. Just get out, and then set your home run to break even, and then just enjoy that. Okay, but my point is this: just have a plan. All right, a lot of traders do not have a plan, especially for their risk management. We can set trading plans all day, but I'm really focusing on risk management here because that's how you make your money. You don't make money by pressing buy and sell. You make money by structuring your risk in a way to make sure that you can protect your downside and maximize your upside. So, like I said, if you're interested in this, you don't have to use real money. You can always experiment on demo. That's the beauty of trading Forex as well. Just open up a little demo account with, like, say, $200, $300, $500, $1,000, whatever, and try it. Try to hit the home run, do the hedges. And like I said, you want to monitor the home run, but who cares about the one-to-ones? Just let them go. Set the take profit, set the stop loss. That way you're just done with it. You can set price alerts to, kind of keep you on alert, but that home run is what you really want to keep an eye on because that's your bread and butter. All right, so I hope that makes sense to you. I appreciate your time and attention. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, and take care.